Hi guys, and welcome to MEDT 3401. I'm going to talk you through the first session of the 6-week semester, and I've started out on the home page. I do want to just give you a quick reminder, make sure that you've watched the welcome video and that you have checked out the 4 tutorials. These are more for if you've never worked in CourseDen before, if you feel any kind of hesitation about working in an online class. I would say go ahead and just kick back and take the time to watch all of these videos. One that's very important though that everybody should be familiar with is the video on making blocked content visible. It's a 13-minute video that I think explains it pretty well. I mean, sometimes I'm sort of slow. I just kind of take my time in videos just to make sure that you're kind of with me. But that can be hard for those of you that know technology pretty well and you're pretty familiar with this stuff. So if you don't want to watch the 13-minute video on making blocked content visible, then check out this tutorial right here. The mixed content tutorial. It's 3 pages. It basically, each page goes with a different browser. So how do you make that Firefox browser allow you to see your content? How do you unblock it? How do you make the Google Chrome do that, etc., etc. So make sure you check out this welcome material before you hop in too deep into the content. All right, so to see what we're doing during the first week, you of course click Content. I'm going to click Control Plus and make my browser a little bit bigger, my text a little bit bigger. And at this point, all we can see is Session 1. And I've kind of simplified the design of my modules this semester, and I hope it works out. I really like it a lot better than what I've done previously, because what we've got here is fewer things to click, but within these fewer things there's more stuff. So I'm using sort of that fewer clicks but more stuff when you do click approach. The first screen will be the page on which you're actually accessing this video you're watching right now. It's that welcome to the orientation session link. Then you're going to have a link to a checklist that you can check off manually as you do the things that you have to do in this session. We'll look at that in just a second. Then we have a page that contains a number of things that they're kind of communicative in nature, kind of setup related things. So you want to read through this stuff, access these documents, do what it says to do here. Then we've got some what I call Session 1 activities. This includes like actually, there's a few activities here as well, what you might call activities. I believe that's where the first discussion of the semester is posted here. But I put it here because it kind of fits under communication too. You know, it kind of saying, here's who I am, you know, I'm glad, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So there's also additional activities here, Dropbox related things, actual assignments. There's an actual assignment here too, but real like sort of Dropboxy kind of assignments. And then the voices from the field, this will be in every session. It's kind of an optional enrichment thing. Check it out. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so let's go ahead and click through. I just clicked on the welcome to the orientation session. Hopefully you've gotten this far because that's how you're watching this video, right? So to navigate through the module, as you probably know, you can left-right click here. You can also use this little sidebar. It'll kind of tell you where you're at in the module. You can open and close that. So let's just quickly look. So here's the interactive checklist. You can so I'm doing these differently now. I've simplified the way I use the checklist. It used to be a big mess of complexity, but hopefully this is better. And as you finish things, you can check it off, and then it will save that you've done it. And so I kind of go through the whole module, and I try to put everything in there that you need to do. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and that'll be there, and that'll be saved for you. Here we've got a number of items. We've got the syllabi. Go ahead and download at least one version of it and save it and read it. Check out the course plan. I know I talk about the course plan a lot. I'll go ahead and open it up. Just make sure that you really are familiar with this document because it'll tell you what's due when. It has links to most of your major assignments, so you can quickly pop in and actually see what we're doing ahead even if I haven't opened the module. Pretty much everything assignment-wise is ready to go. Anything you access on this course plan, you can go for it. I haven't explained this. This is a new thing I added. Basically, for the digital movie, you can do the digital movie assignment as it exists, or you can do another similarly complex project of your choosing. So it's really kind of up to you. So if you don't want to make a movie, be thinking of another technology project related to your field that you'd like to explore. But anyway, everything's pretty much ready. Everything's ready for this semester. I just don't have the coursed in sections all set up yet so that they flow perfectly. But you can also, I mean, you can work ahead. So don't let me hold you back just because I don't have coursed in all prettied up, nice, and ready for you. I will try to get that up in the first week. I'm going to try to get all the coursed in sections open so that you can move at your own pace, because I know a lot of you have different travel plans. We have an upcoming class meeting in the first, it's not in the first session, I think it's at the end of the second session. So if you want to learn about that, you can click on this page, it'll fly open into a new page, and you can sign up on this separate wiki page. Use this contact form, give me your contact info, and we can stay in better touch. That way when you text me or you call me, I know you did that. It sort of saves time so you don't have to constantly introduce yourself. If you fill out this form and you use the phone number that you gave me in the form, then I know who you are when you contact me. And then we can be all chummy, and you don't even have to identify yourself, like people that know each other. And that helps us to communicate better. D2L coursed in profile, I don't grade this, but I do recommend that you go in, put in a picture of some kind for your profile. It might be your picture, it might be a general icon of some kind, but put in a picture, please, and maybe some information about you. That helps build some community. Please join the Google community. You can read about it here. There's other options too if you're not comfortable with joining it with your own name. The course questions and answers board is there all semester for you. People have already started using it. You can go in, you can answer other people's questions, and I certainly will come in every day or so and try to answer questions as well. And then the other activity, this is a points activity. This is an actual assignment. Introduce yourself through the session 1 discussion. How do you do? And respond to your peers. So read the instructions thoroughly. I don't want to over-instruct. They are actually written in the discussion board. If you click this, it should fly open and take you to the discussion board. Yes, it works. This is a new design method I'm using. Rather than forcing you to click through all of these things separately, like in the past, this was its own page, this was its own page, this was its own page, and it's so hard to navigate in the course. All right, so I'm going to the next page. A few more activities. I want you to be aware of the National Educational Technology Standards for teachers and students. This is an ideal for how we use technology in the classroom. One way that we use technology in the classroom a lot is for direct instruction, where you sit down and you maybe watch a Khan Academy video and it teaches you how to do X, Y, and Z. Or you use it to memorize things. Maybe you use it to create flashcards, and then you use it to drill and kill you. And that's all good. That's an important type of knowledge. Is the type it's procedural, not procedural, declarative knowledge, sort of like facts. We need to learn that, and sometimes technology can be used for that. Technology can be used to broadcast PowerPoints. A teacher can use it to have a teacher-centered broadcasting kind of lesson. All these methods serve their purpose, but the ideal of technology use in the classroom actually takes it to the next level, where we want to use it to help students learn how to think and express themselves and make things that show their understanding. So there's other ways to use technology, and so I want you to push yourself beyond the drill and kill, because there's plenty of software where you can just turn it on. All you have to know how to do is turn on the computer, and you have to show the students how to click somewhere, and then they can go and be drilled, on some concept. And there's lots of great software for that. But the challenge is, how do we take it to the next level? The National Educational Technology Standards will help you to see some ideas for how we do that. Can we teach students in a K-12 school like this according to these nets all the time? Let's go take a look really quickly. Can we promote student reflection using collaborative tools to reveal and clarify students' conceptual understanding and thinking, planning, and creative processes? Would we do that every day in a classroom? Maybe, if you're some kind of design genius who really knows your content and you're really fluent in the technology. But honestly, I think for most of us, It might be that we aim to do this once a week. We aim to hit on these different kinds of things a few times a week, or maybe a few times a month. It just depends on your setting, and you're going to have to learn how to do it and think about it. But I want you to begin thinking about it. So read these standards and hold them close throughout the semester, and we'll come back to them when we do the unit plan modification assignment. I do want you to take this quiz. It's not a real quiz, kind of like a fake quiz. It's basically a quiz that acknowledges that you're aware of these and that you're going to hold them close. All right, teacher welcome video plan. This is part one of an assignment where later on in the semester you actually make a video. So here all you have to do is go think about how you'd welcome your students or your clients to your class or to your group, and you draft out a quick plan in Microsoft Word. It's really easy, and it's just to kind of get you thinking about how you welcome students to your class using digital age technologies. And I don't like corny things like digital age or 21st century learning, 21st century skill. Anytime I hear that, it just makes me want to roll my eyes, and I just said it myself. But it is a fact that we are using technology more in education, and so I want you to, through this assignment, the Teacher Welcome Video Plan, to start thinking, okay, I live in the 21st century. It is a fact that lots of kids use technology. Their parents use technology. We all use email. We all use these things. So how can you take it? How can you use that technology to do things like welcome students to your class? So that's what this assignment gets you thinking about. It's not meant to take a whole lot of your time. I say take about 30 minutes. It may even take you 10 minutes. I mean, it doesn't take very long. And then the follow-up when you make the video probably takes 30 minutes also if you're comfortable making videos. If you're less comfortable making videos and using video publishing sites like YouTube, it might take you a little longer, but it shouldn't take too long. All right, this is a very important assignment. Build your wiki foundation. Please read all the instructions. One of the most common bits of feedback I give you guys, not you guys, but former students, is basically we've got step 1, step 2, step 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And what happens a lot, for whatever crazy reason, is students stop working around step 4 or 5. They just stop. And so in my feedback, I have to tell you, well, you did steps 1, 2, and 3. Now you need to do 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And so just keep moving through these steps, okay? It's a step-by-step thing. Basically, you're going to emulate, you're going to copy. I've created a wiki portfolio, and you're basically going to make the same thing, but yours can be designed a little bit differently. And then yours is going to have a little bit, it's going to have unique information because I'm going to ask you to fill out a few things once you've made your wiki. So yours might have a different color. Your navigation might be over here. You'll definitely have a different, you're going to embed a different educational movie on the home page. You're going to do some unique things, but the information and the structure needs to be the same as mine. So follow those instructions step by step. That's a very important assignment, and that wiki foundation becomes your final portfolio later in the semester. Then go check out some educational uses of wikis in education. I've been using wikis for a while, which makes me sometimes suspicious of a technology that I've used for a while, and I always have to go make sure that it's being used still. And some of the top districts in our state continue to use wikis, endorse them. Tim Clark out of Forsyth County Schools blogged about how he thinks that you can use wikis in the schools, and in Forsyth they actually provide their teachers with a Wikispaces license. I've got a list of examples of educational wikis that you can check out. Just quickly skim through it and just kind of see that there's different ways you can do it. And then in the past I've had a lot of students, not a lot, but maybe 5%, and maybe that's even too many, but a goodly number have actually talked to me about how they're going to use a wiki for their church or for their classroom or for some purpose. Not all of you are going to do it, but some of you are going to like this format because it's just basically a super easy to use website, and probably 60% of you have already made a wiki because they're sort of becoming more common, and other people in the College of Ed like to use them now, and that's great because the more comfortable you are, the better you can use them. We don't want you just leaving here knowing basically what a wiki is and barely knowing how to use it. We actually want you to be proficient. If you come to this class already proficient, maybe you can take it a step further. Maybe you can think of a new way to use it that is actually transformative. Okay, and then this video of I think her name, oh, I think it might be Vicky Davis. She's a Georgia teacher. I think she's in a private school, but you know, what she's doing in her classroom, you could do. You could do some form of it. It'd be harder in a low resourced school district, admittedly, but on the bright side, sometimes low resourced districts or low resource schools or low socioeconomic schools actually have more resources. So you just never know. So be thinking about it, because right now is the time for you to be thinking about what's possible and trying to figure out what you want to do. Because if you know what you want to do, then you're able to communicate that, and you're able to slowly but surely build the kingdom that you want to teach in, or that you want to be a speech language pathologist in. Finally, the last thing I've got for you is Voices from the Field. This is just an enrichment activity. The first interview is a former student interviewing Dr. Jill Drake about the use of technology in the math classroom. So, with that, I leave you. I welcome you to MEDT 3401. I think it's going to be a great semester. Let me know how I can help. You know, crack open that syllabus. That's where my contact information is. Grab my cell phone number. Don't be a stranger. And stay in contact. Use the discussion boards. Use the course questions and answers board to ask people questions. And jump in.